Okay, so I'm gonna have to make this a part two to that part one because it was cut because of a phone call. I pressed pause, but it was cut because of a phone call. So, um, I get how technology works. Coming up in elementary school, starting from elementary school, we were in the technology age as it started to expand. Irregardless as to whether or not the expansion was already there before people were born, and that's just what they open advertise for now. And so it's like again, we learn tech. You get what I'm saying? The last thing I was speaking on before the video, I had to pause it. Was the fact that again, if you can't access it, the resources that is supposed to be out for you to access, then again, it's not really a resource now, is it? That means it's a front. Now, this is the thing. I've never been one to really like to ask for help, but at the same time, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to allow myself to get hit by stuff that I can't deal with and, not get any help. But then I'm not stupid. I know what an entrapment looks like. Not only that, I don't make up excuses. I'm a hard worker. If someone, like, say for instance, outside of like you saying there are resources, like how there are funding and all of that different stuff that has already been set up through the government, or different people who have created nonprofits. Now when it's an individual that has created a nonprofit and is truly in their heart to do that type of work, I trust them more than I trust the government funded, a government created program, not funded, a government created program, because I feel like a lot of that stuff is not a feeling, it's a fact. I have had people who have worked for the system for years confirm the fact that a lot of that stuff is loopholes, and it don't do nothing but keep you in need of the resources. It don't give you enough to actually get up off of the resources. And what you don't get is the fact that, think about, if from the time I was born, I'm a 90s baby, from the time I was born up to now, if they actually allow those people to get up off of those resources, who is using the resources? So what would be the point of them needing funding? And see, this is the thing. I was talking to someone about the taxes, which a couple of days ago. What you don't get is how it works. If people stop to really think about it, how it works is the reason why you get paid more back for the taxes that they take out of the money that you pay just paying taxes, right? Is because they are investing it. They don't tell you what they're investing it in. It's like if you go and buy stocks, right? So after you have made your lump sum back, then you pay me out of that lump sum. That is the simplest way to put it. But at the end of the day, if you're not getting people that are using these resources, but not only that, it's certain individuals that feel as though they can keep people on a loophole of needing these resources so that they will be so indebted to the resources that they can go back to those individuals and be like, oh, you owe me. Y'all have to remember that, yeah, we are expanding when you talk about growth, but who is the ones making the businesses? Who is the ones being able to build all these top tall buildings? Who is the ones that, again, if you see less of yourself as representation, like, I don't see what the need to brag is if you're not seeing yourself as the ones that are creating. Because for someone like me to still be held down, again, I have had dreams and goals since I was a child to have my own business. I have had dreams and goals since a child to help people in the community. And so for them not to be, and then I'm a hard worker on top of that, for them not to be, realize is, again, I'm not dumb. I know where someone is blocking me, but at the same time, as much as people can be creative in a positive way, as much as they can be, helpful, and all of that, they can be harmful in a way that is subtle where don't nobody see it, especially when your physical don't show what's going on. Like it don't show on the surface. That's like there was a program that used to come on when I was a little girl, and it used to talk about abuse or whatever. It was just like different sorts of abuse situations. I remember one of them was like a scenario where a girl was getting abused by her like stepdad or whatever. Something happened where like the mom didn't have custody or the mom had passed away, and he was like he was an abusive drunk. And then like the other ones was like I don't know, it's just like different forms of basic, child abuse, and for kids to recognize abuse. Now one of them was a lady. She was in a relationship with a man who was beating on her, and it was to the point to where he knew, like, because he was one of them type of people that, likes to be chummy with everybody, and, he want to be a pillar in his community when he go out into the community and the community views him. But he was beating on her behind closed doors, and he knew how to do it in such a way to where it would not be recognizable. Like, y'all gotta like really get the fact that these predatory individuals, they are not dumb. They're not dumb. They are very creative, very smart. Some of them do have intellectual ability of a scholar or a scientist or a doctor. So it's just like, why do you think if they actually wanted to set somebody up, why do you think that you gonna even be able to tell? Like, be fudging for real. And then, don't sit up there and say that they have military ties to boot. That's even worse. Like, people don't tend to get a lot of what I am going through. A lot of what I am going through is because it's a man that don't like the fact that it's a woman can go and separate by herself and take care of children, and take care of a household, and build up and hit all the marks that you didn't hit. Hit all the marks that you didn't hit. You have a problem with that. You don't like being wrong, and so you hit people who has never hit you. You hit people who, didn't do anything wrong to any group that is out. Not only that, minding their own business, working hard, just you being you harms certain people. Just you minding your own business, it don't really harm them unless you have done something that is so overboard to the point to where, like, it's unforgivable. That's why on a previous post I asked, I said, what are your unforgivables? Like, you have gone so, because people are, a lot of good people, especially the people who are called to do the community work, that really care about that stuff. It's not a fake, it's not a flaunt. They really care about that. Like me, for instance, they are willing to help people come off addictions. They are willing to help people get therapy. They are willing to help people realize things that they didn't get, because there is a whole beyond a boatload at this point. Because if they were saying a boatload over 500 years ago, come on, like, it is over a boatload of people who don't know the difference between right and wrong. All they are is a physical grown adult, and you're expecting them to know because of your set reality of, this is what you was raised around, this is what you was taught. There was people in the vast being taught right from wrong, but there is people in the vast who have been taught different levels of manipulation and abuse, to the point to where all they know is to do is to hide it. And they really teach them individuals or train them to think that stuff is okay. Those people need therapy. They need rehabilitation. They don't know. And you can't really say, you can't blame somebody for what they don't know and think that means, I'm going to just let you get away with it. It don't mean that I'm going to just let you do whatever you want to do. But it does mean that, again, I have to hold you accountable. Now, how is a way to hold somebody accountable that has lived a lifestyle of captivity or abuse is to give them tasks or give them, ways in which they can get the fact that this is an abuse to you. This is a disservice to you as well. If you don't come up out of this, if you don't become better, if you don't stand against this. And again, how much are y'all gonna keep allowing to go on? You can't sit up there and say, oh, well, we just trying to do this, or we just trying to correct that, and or it takes time. No, I don't want to hear that, because it's nothing but an excuse. I am an adult now physically, but this is something that has been going on since before I was even born. And people want to place it on my head like I'm the dang on problem and beat me over the head with it, and try to make it seem like it's my fault. How? This was occurring way before I was born. It's a grown adults that can't even, fight past this. That's why I said on a previous post, I was trying to say them prayer warriors, the individuals, the angels, the individuals that really want to do a good service amongst people. Because again, what people don't want to be around good people and have fun or have growth, and it's truly what it is. One of the biggest issues with people in a vast with human culture is the distrust, the disease of addictions. Because again, addictions can come in different forms. When you feel like you have to break yourself down or do what everyone else is doing just because everyone else is doing it when it's not necessary or it's not healthy for you too, that is an addiction as well too. If you can't let it go, when you are seeing it is detrimental to you, when you're seeing that it's detrimental to other individuals, they don't have to necessarily belong to your family. When you not getting that self-correction and reflection, and there's someone caring for you, you don't want to get that. Like, unless it's a disability thing going on within you, like, I get the fact that some individuals do take time, but that don't mean you let them rampage and do whatever the fudge they want to do in between time. That don't mean that. I don't care what you make it look like on the surface. I don't care what you make it look like on the surface. Just you saying stuff like, oh, well, it could be worse. Or, it could be worse. Or, that little notation, sometimes it makes it worse on other individuals. It's the fact that you are saying stuff like that openly. Like, everything y'all do, where some things is just, it's just talk. For you, it's like notches nicking away at other people. Y'all have to be mindful. Everybody don't have a soft, cushy life. Y'all need to stand in the gap for them individuals that are really doing the work, that are really going in hard on trying to protect. Again, if no one is harming you, why are you messing with people? This is not a safety precaution thing. No, you just messing with people because you have a fetish for messing with people. And it is certain people that do. They are addicted to confusing people. They are addicted to messing people over, and then don't nobody get it and see it, but the individual is like breaking down. I said that on a previous post. It's like the creepy individual that holds their junk over your head like a trophy, and then they put it out in the community and have you repeating it in different ways. And you think this is just smooth little cool talking points. Because again, to be charismatic, just because you're unhinged, don't mean that them people don't know how to still be charismatic, charming. You get what I'm saying? And so again, when you see people like me, this is why I'm still suffering. Because y'all want to act like, it's because it's oblivious to you and your life. If you don't know, it don't matter that it's a lot of people that's coming up right now that wants to seem as though they are motivational or want to be motivational speaker. Everybody ain't ready for that seat, because you don't even want to take into consideration the people that don't live like you. Basic struggles. When you sit up there and say, oh, okay, you just struggling because you being lazy. Nah, it ain't like that for everybody. Some people are really like fighting for their life. I don't care how subtle it seems, because you can go out and go on vacation, or you can go and go come and go. You don't see that they are out fighting a war. You not. And they didn't even choose it. They didn't do anything to anybody, but they getting hit. Like, be fudging for real. Because that's why a lot of people want to sit up there and say, oh, word of mouth do a lot. It's a lot of people that will sit up there when you are being predatorial. When they are predatorial, they will sit up there and see, oh, well, if more people say it ain't no problem, then it must not be no problem. Nah, that just means they gullible. It's that simple. That just means you're gullible. And it don't make no sense for that many people to be that gullible. Like, for real, if you're not going to put in the work, and yes, sometimes that means taking therapy. Yes, even when you seem or feel or think that you are at your best, this is a never ending thing. That's like someone was talking on a live that I was on, and they were like, hold on, let me think for a second. I can't quite remember exactly how it was said, but it was like basically within the range of, you know how people feel as though they have reached their peak point because of their age. And age has nothing to do with intelligence. It has nothing to do with self accountability. It has nothing to do with whether or not you have good character as an individual. That is to check yourself is going to be a never ending task. To have growth intellectually is a never ending task. When you talking about your attributes and checking yourself, no, it's never going to be ending. So even when you feel like you reached your peak, you still have to every day to day check yourself. And yes, you still have to day to day check yourself of how you affect others too. Because where you might be able to handle a lot, it's some individuals that can't handle all that. And that don't necessarily mean you better than them. That's the thing. A lot of people want to make this thing trendy. Oh, I'm better than this person. I'm better. Okay, motivation to keep going when things are hard, that's one thing. But now it's getting very gluttonous. Like, your need to sit up there and talk down on people, and you putting it in the music, and you want kids to act and react towards people that way. And it's just like, bro, we got enough problems that they have not fixed. I don't care how much you create the aesthetics. Yeah, there's places that you can go and shop. The buildings look nice. They neat and clean. The parking lots is clean. And again, the houses look nice. But that's all y'all did. That's literally all y'all did. But when you talk about the work with the people, y'all haven't done that. Y'all haven't. The work within yourself, you haven't done that. I don't care how flashy your lifestyle look. It's nothing but a facade. I don't care how it look. When it's people still out here struggling for no reason, they only struggling because you get off on it. You get off on it. That is literally what that is. Sometimes it's not on them people. Sometimes it's, oh, okay, somebody put them in a real messed up position. And so it's just like, it is what it is. Don't sit up there and say, oh, it could be worse for somebody else. I remember when I was a little girl, I used to stay in the West End. It's one of the places, and I done stayed all over Georgia, but it's one of the places that I stayed in. This girl had to be younger than me, and it's crazy because at the time, I don't think I was older than maybe 11, 10 years old. The girl had to be like 8 or 7 years old. She was hopping in and out of a car, a prostitute. And they used to sit there all dang on day. Ain't no way ain't nobody noticed them folks just sitting there. If you are smart enough to do numbers, if you can be clever about selling someone else's body because you ain't selling your own, you can be creative in other ways, in ways that are not so detrimental, in ways that are not about harming people. And this goes to humans in a vast. Like, if you like this, like selling of different things. Sometimes when your ideas haven't gotten realized, or your stuff isn't selling as much, or and it seemed like, okay, when somebody else go to sell the exact same thing is selling more, sometimes it's not that don't nobody want to buy it, it's they have a way of controlling people to force people. That's the same as, like, say for instance, it's an exclusive company that sells stuff, right? You got to go and you got to get past that person at the desk, and they the ones that pick and choose what stuff get put out and what don't. But then you will see an idea similar to your same idea get put out, and it hit big as, they main idea that's out that they're marketing off of. I'm not in agreement with being that dang on greedy when the world is so dang on vast to the point to where you are hurting people. They can't talk to their family, they can't talk to their friends, or they can't create a life for themselves the way they safe and they secure, where they can't go and get therapy, the things that is really needed. They can't go and get the medicine that they need to better their health. Or shoot, can they even trust the stuff that they supposed to be using to better their health? When again, y'all won't even realize the fact that, it's coming very vast culturally, but what type of culture? Because everything is not the culture. I'm not going to take up everything, and it is, even if people who I would consider to be my own people, if you make a mistake or you did something wrong and it's truly wrong for not just you, for all of us, I'm not going to keep taking it up and repeating it. You get what I'm saying? And so again, when you talk about, oh, okay, they coming over here with new stuff, but what new stuff? What are they advertising? What are they doing? If you can't even tell me what all these new people over here are coming over here to dang on do, when they building a whole bunch of temples up and all of this different, something is not clicking. You get what I'm saying? Something is not right. It's off. Your lack of response shows a lot, but you could do that with drugs. You could do that with technology too. I think I spoke on it. Microscopic levels. You get what I'm saying? I'm not in agreement with a lot. Like, I don't have a need to have say so over people who haven't ever done anything to me, and then y'all have taken over these people's lives to the point where have it's a whole bunch of people who haven't even gotten a chance to prove themselves, and they automatically, oh, they didn't get there, they had the same opportunities as everybody else, they gotta be lazy, they gotta be this, they gotta be that. Nah, you trying to find different reasons to discredit people so that it won't be obvious that you're cutting people off. That's like, again, if it's a doorway that's open up, right? And everybody got to take turns getting through this doorway to get to the point of, again, your ideas being realized, your dreams and fruition are coming true, you helping the community, you get what I'm saying? All of this different stuff. Because again, when you talk about the separation of separating the good from the bad, y'all not doing that. Y'all not doing that. So you just hitting people just to be dang on hitting them. And so again, by the time they get to the door, you cut them off from even getting to the door. Like, I think y'all have all heard that story. If you saying everybody got the same common sense, or they know the same storyline, y'all heard it's a children's story about, like, it was animals having a race, right? And then they showcase like the rabbit being the most cocky one and him not wanting to, race, and he cutting corners, or he resting, going to sleep, napping while everybody else racing because he feel like he gonna beat everybody. Sometimes it's the rabbit, sometimes it's like a fox or whatever, a wolf or whatever. But like, the point is basically in that different storyline and how it's been repeated more than once, it changes. So again, the ability to change what people view or what people think that they know and what is really going on. And then not only that, the ability to cut somebody off and make them look like, oh, okay, it's their fault, the reason why they got cut off, before they even get to where they going. Y'all have to be careful of that. So yeah, for the individuals that is saying that they really out to help people, they really care about it, not a faking like, oh, okay, they give you that vibe or that sensation. No, they really want to help people. There needs to be people fighting for those people and making sure those people are okay too. But for the one, because it's some at the top, it's some at the bottom. You don't know what people going through and why. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't have no need to block good people off. That's my separation right there. For y'all that don't get it, I don't have any need to block good people off from doing good work in the community. They are a need, a necessity. Really, they are beyond a necessity because things can get worse way quicker than you think. And so, that's my spiel for today, y'all. All right, bye.